Hi, my dear students. Very good morning to all of you. I am Satish Kumar, your science teacher at Dr. BSN School. So, in the previous video, we have discussed about objects that were made up of one material or more than one material. And we have also discussed about from a single material we can able to prepare different type of objects. At the same time, an object is made up of more than one material. So these are all the things we discussed in the earlier classes. And at last, what we can say here, depend upon the properties of the materials. Based on the properties of the materials, we can able to sort them into different categories. Like we have discussed in the earlier videos, the various properties of materials, that is lustrous, sonority, ductility, malleability, thermal conductivity. The objects which possess all these materials and which are solid general are said to be called as metals, whereas the objects or the substances which do not possess the materials that a metal have are said to be called as non-metals. So, to classify the metals and non-metals, we have categorized their properties. The difference in the properties led us to the classification of metals and non-metals. Okay. In addition to these properties, we have also discussed about some properties for non-metals, that is rigid, you can say hard, flexible. Do you remember flexible? Rubber bands are flexible. And brittle. Generally, glass and clay objects are brittle in nature. So, what we can say finally, that is, if you were given an object, you can be able to find you can be able to find the properties of objects, and based on the properties of objects we can able to classify them into groups. Okay, my dear students, so in this chapter portion we have learnt about metals and non-metals, pure substance and mixers. And in mixers we learnt about mixers with metals, mixers with water. Do you remember those? And we have learnt about, when discussing about the mixes with water, we have already discussed about soluble and insoluble substances. Okay, my dear students. So based on the knowledge of these metals, non-metals, pure substances and mixers, if an object is given to you, then now you are in a position to say whether it is a metal or non-metal, pure substance or a mixer. Let us consider the example of, say, iron bar. An iron bar has been given to you. If someone asks you, so iron bar comes under which category? You can easily describe it as a metal, also an alloy. Also a pure substance. Iron can be categorized as a metal as well as pure substance, as it cannot be further divided by any physical methods, and it is made up of only one component, that is iron. So, based on the similarities and the differences, sorting of objects can be takes place. Based upon the properties of materials, so we can able to prepare objects which were made up of different materials or one material for to serve for a specific purpose. For a specific purpose. Okay, my dear students. So, whatever properties we have learnt in this lesson portion, based on all those properties, we can be able to sort out the materials into different groups. That is metals, non-metals, based on the properties we have discussed. Pure substances and mixers. Do you once recall what is meant by a pure substance? A pure substance made up of only one component and cannot be further divided by any physical method. Where is a mixer? What is a mixer? Mixer is a combination of two or more pure substances, and the components can able to retain their original properties and can be separated by various physical methods. Do you remember those all these? Yes, that's just why I have a recap of those definitions once. So the sorting is applied in our daily life activities also. For example, your arrangement of the objects in your kitchen. Your mother used to arrange these objects which were present in the kitchen in different areas. Utensils at one place, cereals, pulse at one place, like that. There is an arrangement. Like if you visit a medical shop and you can see the tablets, there's a medicines we can say, those were arranged according to the alphabetical order. That is one sort of category. And some medicines which were commonly used when we used it to suffer with cold, fever, cough, like that, those medicines were placed at one more place. So like this, sorting is common. Like your mother sort your clothes. After washing, she ironed the clothes and then used it to place at a certain place. She can sort them based on the color or based on the combinations, whatever it may be. So sorting is common thing. Okay, my dear students. So by this, whatever the lesson portion, the essence of the lesson portion is there, we have completed. So based upon the knowledge of the lesson content, we have to perform a wonderful activity now. Very simplest one, that is nothing but concept map. Now all of you open your studio book page number 22. Studio book page number 22. They are given a concept map with plenty of space. So wherever the blanks were given, we have to fill them with the proper answers. How can we fill with proper answers? Based upon the knowledge of this lesson content. Okay, my dear students. So all of you open a studio book, get ready with your concept map. So in the concept map, if you observe, at the center you are given objects, and to your left portion, you can see your left portion, metals were given, the right portion non-metals, and the bottom left mixers and bottom right pure substances. So you have to fill them with appropriate answers. Are you ready now? So the first portion comes under metals. First portion comes under metals. First portion comes under metals. Okay, so let's move to metals. What are metals? The substances which possess the property of, the substances which is generally a solid and possess the properties of ductility, malleability, sonority, thermal conductivity, luster, comes under metals. So here what he is asking is, just we have to write some examples for metals. Examples for metals. So what examples we can describe for metals? So many examples. Iron, gold, okay, copper, aluminium, etc. Like this, so many examples we can write it for aluminium, lead, zinc, like so silver, platinum, like the magnesium, so many are there. Now, in the next part, in regarding these metals, he asked to write down some metals which are malleable. Which are malleable. Okay. So, what are the objects that comes under malleable? Example. Example for malleable objects. We already discussed in the earlier part of the classes. Lead, aluminium, iron, zinc, these are all malleable metals. So let us describe some examples for them. Copper, iron, as I said, zinc. See, there is no need of copying the same examples what I am writing on the board. You can add some other examples or you can replace my examples with your own examples, which were correct only. Okay. So aluminum, zinc, you can see, you can also write tin. Tin also you can write. Next comes ductile. The ability of a material that can be drawn into rods or thin wires comes under the property called ductility. Generally, ductile objects, which you can say ductile objects. The best example you can take iron, copper wires. Okay, iron rods, we can use those. Aluminium also ductile. Next, sonorous. What's the next property? Sonorous. The ability of a material to produce a ringing sound when it is struck with another object is said to be called sonority, or objects are said to be sonorous when they produce a ringing sound. Which objects possess sonorous property? You can write iron, okay, iron, tin, copper, steel. These objects generally are sonorous in nature. Lustrous. Lustrous. We can write gold and silver as the best examples. Okay. Here comes the next part here. Non-metals. What are called non-metals? Which materials are called non-metals? The substance which doesn't possess the properties that a metal has is said to be called a non-metal. So non-metals. Examples he asked. Oh, we can write plenty of examples. We can write wood. Is wood a metal or non-metal? Yes, non-metal. One more. Very good. It is plastic. You can write wood and plastic. And he asked some examples for it. Hard. Sir, non-metals which are hard. We discussed some properties of non-metals also. Flexibility. Do you remember hard, rigid, I said? Do you remember all those or not? Flexibility. Okay, so these properties have been described here. We can also rigid, hard. And one more property of non-metal we discussed, brittle. The glass objects when left on the floor, they will break down into pieces. Brittle. Clay, so hard. Same these two you can write. Wood, plastic. Okay? And the next, what else? Flexible. Give an example of material, non-metal, which is flexible. Which one? Yes, rubber. Okay. And next, you can take rigid, which doesn't alter its shape that much easy. Those we call it as rigid. It's wood. Wood is not flexible like rubber. It is rigid. Okay. One more you can take brittle. Brittle. Simply we can write glass. Glass items. Generally clay. Both are brittle. Glass items and clay items are brittle. Okay. What asked here? Mixers. Asked to have examples of some mixers. Easily we can write first one alloy. An alloy is a mixture of metals, isn't it? Alloys. We can also write air. Air is a homogeneous mixture of gases, several gases. Okay, air. Solutions. Solution is a combination of solute and solvent. Sugar dissolves in water, makes sugar solution. Water is solvent and sugar is solute. Okay. Next. He is also asked good thermal conductors. Good thermal conductors. Good thermal conductors. Good thermal conductors. Under this segment, we can select metals. More metals are good thermal conductors. You can take the examples of iron, copper. Okay, iron, copper, even if it is silver. Okay, these are the good conductors of electricity. And here he asked pure substances. Pure substances. From pure substance, what we can write here? Yes, we can write examples as iron. All the metals are pure substances. Iron, we can take gold, one more example of metal, sugar, isn't it? Etc. Any other left here? Yes. So metals, mixers, non-metals, pure substances. In these subtopics, we asked to write down the examples. By this, we have filled out the concept map. So in metals, we can write the examples of metal, this part. The below circle you are having mixers. Right side asked about non-metals and pure substances. Examples were given here. And properties of the metals, malleability, ductility, and lustrous. Good thermal conductors. Here you can also write down graphite. Graphite is a non-metal but also a good conductor of electricity. Generally, we have described the definition of non-metal as the materials that do not possess the properties of a metal. But there are some non-metals which may not possess all the properties of metals, but some properties of metals are possessed by some non-metals. The example I said is graphite. Graphite is a non-metal and it is a good conductor of electricity. You can also add here if you want. Okay. So this is all regarding the concept map. So based on the knowledge of the lesson portion, we can able to fill out the examples for the all the properties and all the types of materials that we have discussed in the lesson portion. Yes or no, my dear students? Yes, very good. Now, all of you move to page number 23. Page number 23. There you have a portion called glossary. Glossary. It is very important part of the lesson because it contains all the important words or terminologies that we used in this lesson portion. So I request every student to read this glossary part 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times until you get all these definitions. You read. So once this video is completed, you have to start reading down this glossary items. So whatever terminologies or the hard words or new words which are given definitions in this glossary part, you have to read it. Before that, I will make you to read the terminologies or the words present in this glossary part. Okay, so get ready with your studio books, page number 23. Request all the students to have your index finger at the glossary part. So let's start reading portion. You can see your glossary. First one, alloys. So you have to follow me while I am reading out. Alloys. An alloy is a mixture of two or more. An alloy is a mixture of two or more metals, or a metal and a non-metal, and cannot be separated into individual components by physical methods. Okay, so reading again. Alloys. An alloy is a mixture of two or more metals, or a metal and a non-metal, and cannot be separated into individual components by physical method. So the components present in an alloy cannot be separated into its individual components. Okay, my dear students. Now, next one, brittle. An object or material is said to be brittle if it breaks easily into smaller pieces. An object or material is said to be brittle if it breaks easily into smaller pieces. Okay, next comes one more property, that is ductility. The property of a material that allows it to be stretched and drawn into rods or thin wires without breaking is called ductility. Okay, the property of a material that allows it to be stretched and drawn into rods or thin wires without breaking is called ductility. Okay, the next one, insoluble. Oh, sorry. Yes, insoluble substances. What is the next terminology given? Insoluble substances. Substances that do not dissolve in another substance are called insoluble substances. Example, you can take sand in water. Sand doesn't dissolve in water, so we have called sand as an insoluble substance in water. So, substances that do not dissolve in another substance are called insoluble substances. Next comes luster, one more property of a material. You can say metal. The quality of a material that causes it to appear shiny when it reflects light is called luster. Materials that have this property are said to be lustrous. Next comes malleability. The ability of a material to be hammered or beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. Materials that possess this property are said to be malleable. Okay, now comes metal. What is a metal? Yes, a metal is a solid material that is usually hard, shiny, malleable, ductile, and sonorous with good thermal conductivity. A metal is a solid material that is usually hard, shiny, malleable, ductile, and sonorous with good thermal conductivity. Okay, next comes mixer. What is a mixer? A mixer is a combination of two or more pure substances. A mixer is a combination of two or more pure substances in which each component retains its individual properties and can be physical methods. Okay? Next comes non-metal. What is meant by non-metal? A non-metal is any substance or material that doesn't have the characteristic properties of a metal. Characteristic properties of a metal. Okay, next comes to properties. These are all the things we have discussed in the lesson portion, sir. But again, at the end of the lesson, it is compulsory for each and every student to have a better knowledge of these definitions, you can say, or terminology, you can say. Properties. The natural qualities or characteristics of a material are referred to as its properties. The properties of a material often determine its suitability for a specific purpose. Okay? The natural qualities or characteristics of a material are referred to as its properties. The properties of a material often determine its suitability for a specific purpose. Next comes pure substance. So, what is meant by a pure substance? A pure substance is made up of a single type of component and cannot be separated by any further physical methods. Okay, my dear students, a pure substance is made up of a single component, type of component, and cannot be separated by any further by physical methods. Next comes soluble substances. Soluble substances. Soluble substances are the substances that dissolve in another substance. Soluble substances are the substances that dissolve in another substances. Now, turn your page to page number 24. Okay, my dear students, page number 24. Turn your page, all of you. Yes, next is sonority. Sonority, the property of a material that allows it to make a deep ringing sound when struck is called sonority. When struck is called sonority. Next, sorting. As we described, sorting is classification of objects, arranging. Sorting is any process of separating or grouping items systematically based on the specific criterion such as its properties or use. Okay. Next comes thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity. The ability of a material to allow heat energy to pass through it is called thermal conductivity. Okay, my dear students. So these are all the important terms or definitions which were involved in this lesson portion. So I ask each and every student to get this all the definitions of the glossary part. So when we start the next video portion or so, when I asked any definition, when I am going to ask any definition from this lesson, you should be ready to give the proper definition for the particular word or terminology. Okay, my dear students. So whatever that happened in this video portion, after completion of this, you have to do the written practice as well as a reading practice. You have to read also whatever things that were completed in this lesson portion, that is in this video portion. Okay, my dear students. So the next class, we will go through the lesson portion, that is reading of the lesson portion with supply of the hard words or new words, and then we will go through the question time part. Okay, my dear students, till then, bye.